Hey everyone, it's Morbid coming to you live on Pirate Sec YouTube channel, and I currently have some things that I'd kind of like to go ahead and let you guys know. This video is specifically in regards to Charlottesville, Virginia, and I want to release some of the intel that I have on this, and I'll go ahead and start off by talking about this. It's kind of harder for me to talk about because there's been a lot of things that have went on, especially in Charlottesville. And as I've grown older, I've made some dumb mistakes and decisions as well. But in these dumb mistakes and decisions, I've also learned and I've grown from them, and it has made me who I am today, very wisely. I'll start out by saying this. See, I got nothing to hide. I'll tell you my age. I'm currently 20 years old. Okay. And I've been in Anonymous since 2010. So, I've been in it for a while now. When I had first started getting into, I don't know, I got into covens, got into stuff like that, tried new things out, just trying to see where my path was. And quite briefly, after being a musician and going out, starting a band, doing my thing, doing whatever, it was all pretty cool at the time. I had my own apartment, my own setup. I had come from a childhood of group homes and foster homes and everything. So child protection services was very involved in my life at a very young age, and that kind of led me to the path. But I can do another course in a segment on that video to give you guys some info on that aspect of things. I personally am going to go ahead and jump into the fire here. I had met a girl by the name of Tiffany Williams on Facebook in a vampire dating site because I was into the whole big vampire thing when I had turned 18. So she was, I think at the time, she was about 28 years old. And she had two children, Loki and Taya. And that was that. Got a buddy named Draven. Of course, Draven was in Florida. He was an elder, vampire gathering, did his own thing. He was into the Bushido, the warrior thing, which was cool. Currently, I lived in Seymour, Indiana with my own apartment, my own place, working a full-time job, doing what I had to do at the age of 18 to make sure that I had maintained my life and functioning and grown up fast. And what had happened was I decided that I wanted to give everything up I had. I just didn't give a damn about it. So I gave everything up because I went through, me and Draven became good friends. And I know that Draven had some problems in Florida with his wife at the time. And he had moved to a place called Harrisonburg, Virginia, which is precisely where Tiffany Williams had resided as residency. Tiffany Williams had worked at a Walmart. And Draven had moved in with Tiffany. And like I said, Tiffany had two children at the time living with her, Loki and Taya. And he, was very, very, I don't know, pushy in a way. Which was, I didn't think anything weird about it because I had envied the guy. The guy was really nice. He was really smart, had a good head on his shoulders. Just very, very intelligent. And all of a sudden, Tiffany had been Skyping me, like left and right. Like, we were Skyping every night, falling asleep on there. We were all about each other and everything else. And things kind of took a turn for the worse after Draven had got off the Greyhound and got to, Harrisonburg, Virginia, which was very ironic to me that Tiffany would bring another man in the house with her. But at the time, I didn't want to think that my own partner would cheat on me because it was a very, very awkward situation for me at the time we speak. But I remember that she had eventually cut ties with me. She stopped video chatting me. She stopped talking to me as much, and I know that I got into several verbal confrontations with Draven as well. And Draven and Brent Saya, he's been a good friend to me. You know what I mean, and everything else. But from what I do understand is both of them two have actually had intercourse in the time that Tiffany was talking to me and we were together. And she had stopped, communications with me and everything. And him and her were, I guess, doing their thing. They were having sex at the time, and whatever else, which was whatever. But I didn't want to believe that. I was, like I said, young, dumb, 18 years old, just had my whole fucking life ahead of me. And like I said, I eventually gave up my apartment. I said, fuck the system. I didn't want to be held down by child protection services anymore. They figured if they would pay part of my bill and I'd pay the rest of it, they can still come to my home, intrude on me. They had a key to my freaking apartment. Everything else, I just did not like the system having me by the balls anymore. So I said, fuck the system, I'm out. So with that being said, I went to Harrisonburg and actually, I moved to Harrisonburg. And Draven was one of my best friends at the time. And Draven did not want me around Tiffany, and I couldn't figure out why. So I eventually said, fuck this. He worked at a place called Bojangles in Harrisonburg. And I had a friend at the time take me to over towards Harrisonburg Walmart to actually meet Tiffany for the first time. And when I had walked in, Tiffany's world lit up. She's like, oh my God, Paul's here. He just walked into the fucking door. Oh my God, this is crazy. He's really here. Which was a shock to, all of them. And Tiffany's mom had worked with her as well. And everything. So, the situation with that is 3 weeks had went by with me. And then Tiffany actually said she wanted me to move in with her. And then that was completely fine with me. And then she, started saying that we're not really together. I'm just a friend she took off the streets. Okay? And then, all of a sudden, she's ending up with bruises on her and everything else. And I know me and her were very intimate several times. But she was saying, okay, well, he's been beating on me. He's been doing this, that, and the other. He's been blah, 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 and whatever else. And I know I got with another girl, and I guess she had a vendetta against me, so her and Tiffany started teaming up and saying, well, he's abusive and whatever the fuck else, like, high school drama bitches would typically fucking do. I ended up homeless at the age of 18 years old after sacrificing everything I had. Apparently, Tiffany was cheating on me through all that had happened, and I actually ended up eventually getting a ride to Charlottesville, Virginia from one of my exes, and keep in mind, I was running with the Northside Juggalos at the time, the NSJ. And, whoop whoop to all you guys out there and stuff. It's been a long time coming. So it's just everything that happened. And I was in Charlottesville, Virginia, and you had Bloods running with Crips, Crips running with Bloods. They were getting along. And anyone that knows about Bloods and Crips is they do not mix. Bloods do not mix with Crips. You don't mix, you don't bleed blue and bleed red and then be okay with, each other. It's not happening. But in Charlottesville at the time, it was like that. And this was only a few years ago. Okay, so, like I said, the Juggalos that I was staying with, Chris Wyatt is his name as well. And there was what was it, Linda Wyatt. They were married, okay? And they had their own little setup, their own little freaking bedroom or whatever, and all of us juggalos here and there would stay in there. But these people were very, very crooked. They would rob you blind if they fucking get a chance. And if you motherfuckers come on here hating on me, that's completely fine. You can come on here and say what you want. I'm just morbid. I come on here and speak the truth. I've been living my fucking life like this, and I'm trying to let this go. So it's time for everybody on here in my freaking YouTube channel to hear what I have to say about Charlottesville and you motherfuckers. So, fuck you guys if you don't like what I have to say. I'm morbid, I speak the truth, and everyone here's going to know about it. So, just keep fucking doing your thing. Hope you rot in prison too as well, Chris, for credit card fraud, for stealing the money that I had left, at 18 years old. Turns out, okay, I'm still fine. Okay. Anyway, that's besides the point. What had happened on Charlottesville was there was a lot of racism at the time. The whites and the blacks steered clear of each other, and I ended up with a girl named Kayla, and me and Kayla ended up together. She was black, of course I was white, but she was affiliated with all these gang members, and she knew Bloods, and she knew Crips, and this guy named Skills in Charlottesville. And on the mall strip of where the riots and stuff broke out is where I would sleep at night in Charlottesville. There was a vent to the side, a little bit past the police station, and on the mall strip, there's actually a post office on the mall strip, and right past that, there's a freaking vent that you can kind of like curl up to at night whenever you're sleeping, and it gets fucking cold in Virginia. So kudos to any of you homeless out there that are actually out there enduring this shit. The police department is the most corrupt motherfuckers I have ever seen, dude. Straight fucking up. I remember being 18 years old. I had nowhere else to go because Linda and Chris had kicked me out. They said, you can't be here. So that was that. So I was out there, and keep in mind, Linda was supposed to be like a sister to me. So this is when I started seeing juggalos weren't so. There was juggalos I had beef with out there, because not all juggalos are fam and about the whoop whoop and everything else. They're just crooked, but of course you have a bad apple in every single basket of good you have as well. So please do keep in mind, not all juggalos are bad. So I'm not just attacking juggalos. I'm just saying the crooked motherfuckers that say they're going to be there for you and stab you in the back the next second. And it's just precisely what Linda Wyatt and Chris Wyatt are, is they're some backstabbing motherfuckers. And I'm going to come out here and call your asses out, as well as all you motherfuckers in Charlottesville that pretty much, run around there flashing your guns and killing motherfuckers. So, I know Antifa ran those streets a lot as well. You wouldn't see Antifa as much at the time. You'd see more of the Bloods and the Crips walking around together, buddy, buddy, buddy. And the old school were literally fucking rolling over in their damn graves, dude. They're like, what the fuck is this shit? Why the fuck are they coming out here, rolling around, blood bleeding blue, bleeding red, and just rolling with each other in Charlottesville? This is fucking wrong, you know what I mean? And you had your MS-13s come up and shooting everybody's houses up. And that mall strip was a fucking target, because all of us homeless would corrals around there. And there's a place called the Haven in Charlottesville. If you can look it up if you'd like. From what I understand, there's been several freaking attacks on the Haven. Because there's been several people pissed off, decided to open up fucking gunfire. So being 18 years old, being at the Haven, being around the things I was around, it was very, very miserable. I survived off of soup kitchens. I survived off of pretty much getting what I could get, eating from trash cans. There was a guy, an officer that I want to tell you guys about. He went by the name of Slim Jim. And this officer would carry a nightclub. Let's see here. I'll grab it. Okay, this officer would carry a club about the fucking size of this. And he'd carry it on his fucking side like this. And the police department in Charlottesville would allow this. And he would walk around carrying that motherfucker. And, basically, if he ever felt the need, he would take this fucking out and take the homeless and poke them or do whatever, it is that he does. But, I heard rumors about the Slim Jim guy, that he was very, very cruel to homeless. And I know that us homeless were trying to stay warm outside. We had nowhere to go. The homeless shelters were full, and everything else, and it was just complete fucking miserable. We were all sleeping outside, literally fighting for our lives. I remember sleeping outside one night next to a vent underneath the Charlottesville Bridge. For most of you guys that don't know, that's by the bus transit towards the left. When you go down the steps, there'll be a bus transit to your left. And I remember I was sleeping up there towards the bridge. Once you go up, there's a little fenced in area. Well, that's where I was sleeping. And there was no man, I'm not going to give out his name or anything, we kind of stuck together and everything through thick and thin. And I remember him freezing to death and dying in his sleep in fucking Charlottesville. And of course the coroners and everything come and pronounced him dead and carried him out in a dead body bag. And that was really, really crazy. I remember he was drinking some booze before he had died. And he would always sleep with a picture of his grandkids and everything next to him, because that was the only thing he had left to hold on to. So for you Charlottesville police officers out there that like to come and bombard the homeless in Charlottesville, fuck you guys. I understand that there's a warrant out for me in the Charlottesville Police Department. So here's my thing to you Charlottesville fuckers. You got no reason to put a warrant out for my arrest in Charlottesville. I've done nothing wrong. I was a homeless 18-year-old going around fighting for my life. I did nothing illegal. and I know that it's a gang-infested area. So Charlottesville believes they can go put warrants out for anybody's arrest they want to. I don't understand what had happened over there. I really don't, nor do I give, two fucks about what happened. You can have a bench warrant out for me all you want. I'm not going to come back there for you to lock me up and sit in fucking jail for however long till you decide to do your shit. I know Charlottesville's crooked. I was 18. I asked you guys for help. I tried sleeping in a freaking mailbox office so that way I can just lay there and charge my phone at night so I can eat, sleep, live, and survive. You guys would come in there and poke me and kick me with your boots and poke me with your fucking sticks and threaten to, and write me a fucking citation or whatever the fuck those little yellow slips are you have and hand it to me saying you can't be here, get out. Like you run the fucking post office in the Charlottesville Mall Strip. Fuck you guys. Fuck all you motherfuckers to come out there and treat the homeless like that. Who do you think you are to come out there and tell another human being they can't be here or they can't be there? That's not your fucking place. Until you've been homeless, until you've got nothing left but the clothes on your back, and you're freezing outside and dying, you don't know what it's like to have nothing. To you police officers out there that want to go around beating people up in Charlottesville and going around doing that shit. And I promise, as an Anon, I will bring you down. And you can take it as a physical threat. You can take it as a mental threat. This is going straight to my YouTube channel, by the way. And for you Charlottesville PD out there, you guys are targeted. I promise you guys are targeted by a fucking group of hackers. And you guys' shit is about to be fucking blasted. You want to come in here and you want to abuse people. You're upset about the Charlottesville incident and the riots happening. Did you guys not see the Charlottesville incident coming? There was so much racism going on between this shit. There were bodies being dropped fucking everywhere in Charlottesville. So many people getting killed. And from someone that's been in cville, I know what it's like to run those fucking streets. That was the streets I ran at one time. You know what I mean? And the drugs are very, very fucking bad in cville. It's where I started getting very educated. And I know how the police department treats homeless there. And it's completely inhumane. So Slim Jim, you know who you are, and the Charlottesville Police Department. You need to take your fucking billy club. You need to take it, shine it up real fucking nice, twist that sumbitch sideways and shove it straight up your ass. And here's the thing. If I hear fucking one more homeless person say, oh, I'm having a problem with Slim Jim, you're going to be doxxed. And I can give you my fucking word on that. I'll do anything I fucking can do to get you out from power. You know what I mean? You have no reason to be sitting there carrying billy clubs around and giving homeless people grief around there. And for you people in cville, if you bleed red and you bleed blue, I understand there's a thing where you got to get along and you grew up with these people, but know what you're representing, for God's sakes. For these old school people out here, families have been killed, houses have been shot up. Bodies have been dropped because they represent blue, they represent red, or they're Mexican, they're black, they're white, they're Aryan, they're Black Panthers, they're KKK. You guys don't know what you're getting yourself into. And you guys are running into a brick wall each and every single time you do it. You guys think it's okay, you want to be a part of something? Be a part of a change. Be a part of a movement. Make action, make progress, and bring the system down, and fuck the system. That's the only how you're going to get anywhere. You think going and dropping your next fucking dead body is going to get you somewhere? That's a father, that's a brother, that's a mother. That's an uncle, that's an aunt. That's a son, that's just like, man, you guys are all fighting for the same thing, but the system is what you're truly mad at. You're angry about how the police in Charlottesville are treating you? You need to make an action against it. But don't make it violent. Peacefully do it. Peacefully go in there. There's no point going in there and fucking tearing the police station apart. Peacefully get them out of office. And I know you homeless out there want these police officers to change the way they treat you. I believe personally, you guys are entitled to a church to sleep in. That Catholic church right there next to the Haven, yeah, you guys should honestly be letting them homeless people sleep in there. You call yourself Christians, but you can't help the homeless? Do you realize what your image looks like? Do you look at yourself in the mirror in the morning? Really? And call yourself Christian? Or call yourself good? It's not good, There's so many things that I have to say about this. And all topics are just completely corrupt. You know, so I just can reminisce from all the memories and stuff that I have from Charlottesville, and all the corruption, and all the lies, and all the hate. I remember walking down the street fearing for my life, not knowing if someone's going to put a bullet in my back or not at the age of 18 years old. I know what it's like to be, and here's what I would do. I would go and take, food, because there's a big mall strip. Everyone's got money going through that strip, and there's homeless out there begging for change. Please help me. Please help. Police officers, yeah, they enforce it, but panhandling is illegal in Charlottesville, Virginia. And here's the thing, it's a college town. It's a college-ran town in Charlottesville. So there is nowhere to get fucking jobs. Nowhere. I tried everything I could. The only job I ever got in Charlottesville was at an ice hockey skating rink towards the end of the mall strip that we can go into, and we were helping get all of that, and there was a literally fist fight that broke out between homeless people in there. Because people are craving for power. It's just like, Charlottesville's a very, very corrupt place, and once you go to cville, you will feel it. It is bad. You will feel the bad energy. And I would not go back to Charlottesville even if my fucking life depended on it. Hell no. And my life has traumatically been impacted by these events. Regardless of what I had done at the age of 18 years old, I did not deserve half the things that I had to go through. But I'm not going to sit here and blame this person and blame that person or this for this. I understand that we all go through lifelong lessons to teach us stuff. But the things in Charlottesville is what woke me up. And how people treated each other. And I really, really started seeing true colors whenever I realized that I had went to a preacher saying, please, I'm cold. I'm only 18 years old. Please just let me sleep in here for one night, sir. I got nowhere to go. No one will give me any money. I can't find a job here. That's not my problem, son. Should have thought all that shit about that. Why are you homeless? What am I going to tell him? Oh, because I gave everything I had up because I loved the woman. I'm 18 years old and I was a fool. We all make fucking screw-ups in life. And not all Christians are bad. Not all cops are bad. But Slim Jim, you're a fucking bully. You run around Charlottesville thinking you can control it. Someone's going to get you, Slim Jim. I don't know who, but someone's bound to take you down. You carry that big billy club because of rioters and protesters? You don't know what you don't know. Oh no. You just don't know. I have no respect. I have zero respect. Zero. For the Charlottesville Police Department. Zero. You're all fucking bullies. You have nothing else better to do with your job than to bully homeless people. Focus on the real issues, people. There are people that are needing help. Officers, you want to help the people in Charlottesville? You want to change things? Really? You do? Okay. Take it from somebody that's been homeless. Why don't you actually have a little bit of a heart? Get something together and go out and actually talk to a homeless person about how they feel or what kind of day they're having. You officers think you want to do something good for your community? Get to know your people. Quit making everybody the enemy to get your quotas. People need and are craving for attention. They need help. And you're sitting here bashing them. You can't be in this office. This is trespassing. Here's a citation. I'll lock you up if you do this again. Are you really that fucking crooked? How many of these homeless people would rather you cuff them up and throw them in a freaking cell somewhere so they can keep warm for the night and they can have a warm meal to eat so they won't die out in that cold winter? Officer Slim Jim, do you know what it's like to reach into the bottom of a trash bin and grab out a garbage bag and put your body in it and try to just remain calm while the whole time you're doing it? Do you know what that's like? No, because unless you've actually been through the experience, you don't get it. And you won't. And you're not obligated. You have to want to understand, to want change. You have to be the change. You want to clean up the streets of Charlottesville? Get to know your fellow homeless. They will tell you what true struggle is like. And you don't hit rock bottom until you go through it yourself. So this is my message to anybody in Charlottesville. From someone's experience that's been there and stuff. You guys are fucking awesome. There's a lot of you that are good there, and a lot of you guys that did help. You help and you look after homeless, and you sincerely do. And I can point out one or two cops that actually did do some good in Charlottesville because they actually carried on normal conversations. But I felt so unsafe in Charlottesville that I carried a butcher knife this fucking big on the side of my hip. Literally. Because I felt unsafe in the city of Charlottesville. I felt as if my life was in danger on a daily basis because I knew the officers were corrupt. The officers would personally let me get killed if it came down to it. They don't care. They're careless. You guys want to change this? Change the way you look at the homeless. Quit bullying them. If they're trying to keep warm for the night and lay their head on a freaking dirty ground in a post office, let them be. Let them sleep. Whenever they get up, as long as they're not in there stealing freaking shit or going through people's mail, why does it matter? Why does it pertain to you officers? It don't. I mean, do you fucking get your dick fucking jerked off or something every time you fucking go in there and drag a motherfucker out the post office? You think that's, manly? Or for you female officers, that's womanly? I laid my head next to a vent and you come up and kicked me in my fucking head telling me to get up and walk off. And you think later on years down the road you can put a warrant out for my arrest. Yeah, I remember. And if I look at my record right now, my name is Paul Bishop. I have a warrant out in Charlottesville, Virginia for something I know fucking nothing about. Literally. I don't fucking know why you have a warrant out for me. Is it because I'm anonymous? Is it because I'm exposing you now? Are you hungry for attention? Is that what you want, Charlottesville PD? You want my attention? Well, you got it. It's on you. And I personally invite y'all to change. I invite you and I challenge you, Charlottesville PD. I challenge you to go out and get to know your fellow homeless. I challenge you to help feed the hungry. I challenge you to go straight into a homeless shelter and help feed them people because they need your help. So if you want to sit here and play a blame game and sit there and talk about this person or get your fucking quotas, go to a homeless shelter and humble yourself for once. Start helping your people. Your duty is to serve and to fucking protect. And you're not doing your job. You're seeing everybody as the enemy in Charlottesville, and it's not going to get you anywhere. It's going to get people killed. And when somebody bucks up against the police department or Blue Lives Matter and shoots your ass, oh, it's all of a sudden a big problem and officer's been killed. Is it really? Is it? Are you surprised your fellow officers are dying? Are you? Are you so self-inclined and self-centered to get your fucking quotas that you have lost humanity? Do you not have a heart? Help people in your communities and humble yourselves. Be a leader. Cherish the people around you. Get to know the people around you. They don't bite, trust me. I know. You want to know how many homeless that just wish that you guys could have left them alone while they were in and just let them sleep? They would have never bothered a soul. Nothing. They just want to be left alone. And you come in there and took your fucking size whatever boots and started kicking them, get up. You would write them a little fucking pink slip or yellow slip, hand it to them, and say, next time you're in here, I'm taking you to jail. I was 18 years old. You were trying to ruin my fucking life. But I was trying to save my life because I was cold. It was negative 15 degrees out there in Charlottesville, Virginia that day, and I had nowhere to go. But you come in there with your billy clubs and shit telling me I had to get out. Homeless shelter wouldn't accept me because they were overpacked. I got into a fight with the man at the homeless shelter. Literally, I had my fist up and everything at him because there was a woman with a child that needed freaking sheltering, and I found her in the middle of an alley, and she needed a place to go. You want to know what he told me? Okay, they said, okay, we'll go ahead and bring her here. We'll get her in. I actually walked with her to the homeless shelter to get her and her child in there. You want to know what they said? They said, no, we can't accept anybody else because their shift had changed. That woman was, actually she went to the hospital that night. 2 days later she had called me crying saying her child had died. I contacted the police department saying, what can I do about this? You guys basically, in a way, in your own way, told me to fuck off. You don't care. You Charlottesville PD, you just don't give a damn. I went up there and handled things physically. I went up there and got the freaking person in the middle of the front desk. He was a fucking big black guy. And then I said, dude, do you realize that your fucking actions has caused a woman's baby to fucking die because you couldn't keep her warm at night? You denied her access to the homeless shelter. And you're supposed to be helping her running things? He come out and physically got his fucking fist up to fight me at the age of 18 years old. Here I am ready to go square to square with this freaking 38-year-old motherfucker. Keep in mind, he's like 3 times my size. Alright? My only intention was to get that woman a clean place and a place to stay, not only for her, but for the sake of that baby. That baby had passed away because Charlottesville Homeless Shelter did not want to help that night. Because you're overpacked. Really? Well, the person before your shift had started told me to bring her. So I did. I did. Keep in mind, I was out there in that shit. I didn't care if I lived or died at the time. I really didn't. But whenever I see a freaking a hungry soul out there with a fucking child that's sitting there in a cold, you know what I did? I took my freaking jacket off my fucking back and I wrapped it around her and I said, come on, ma'am. I'm going to try to get you somewhere safe. Come on, I'm going to help you any way I can. And you just said no. I come to confront you next day, you come out to fight me. This is the kind of corruption in Charlottesville, Virginia. You guys are fake. You Bloods and Crips running around there, you think you're true Bloods and Crips? Blood and Crip, you don't bleed blue and bleed red and get away with it. You're not going to be KKK and a Crip. You're not going to be KKK and a Blood. No, it does not happen. You guys are trying to intertwine your gangs and your cliques or whatever, man. No, it does not work that way in the real world. A true OG motherfucker will tell you that. So, if you guys truly want to change things in Charlottesville, Virginia, you guys want to stop the killings, you want to stop the riots, you guys need to self-center and check yourselves and go out and make a change in your communities. You police officers need to get to know your people. Quit thinking everyone's the enemy. I personally have nothing against you. But what I do have against you is that you are kicking homeless people out on the streets that have nowhere else to go. And it's negative 16 degrees in Charlottesville, Virginia. So whenever shit hits the fan, people are dying on that sidewalk of yours. And you don't care. You're so careless. You get to go home and kiss your wife and your children every single night. We didn't. So, that's what I had to say about Charlottesville, Virginia, everybody. And this video is not to downgrade. This video is not to make myself any kind of bigger or anything like that. This is as simple me letting go of something that's happened in my past in Charlottesville, Virginia. And, blessed be to all you, freaking fam out there that is sincere. And I hope you guys all get off those fucking streets, man. Because those streets were very, very hard. It was one of the most hardest moments and times of my life, and the darkest as well. So, my heart goes out to all you Charlottesville people out there that are actually trying to strive for effort and change your communities for the better good. Especially Charlottesville Anonymous. And, shout out to the 3%ers, all you guys out there. You guys are fucking, you guys are amazing. So, I had to get this off my chest, and I had to go live about this, and the Slim Jim guy, and all the Charlottesville PD, and all the corruption and everything. I just need to come on here to clear it up, because I need to let go of some past situation bullshit, and, kind of clear it up with you guys. I've tried calling down to Charlottesville and figure out what my warrant was for. They couldn't even give me a straight answer what my warrant was for because it's been so fucking long ago. So I'm not going to personally come to fucking Virginia or anything like that. You guys need to fucking come straight out to me and fucking just, whatever. Tell me what the fuck's up. You know what I mean? I mean, so many of my people over there are dead now from overdoses and shit. So much fucking people are just dead. And people are going to keep dying over there in cville, man. People are going to keep freezing to death. As long as fucking, the police department keeps freaking doing people like they're doing over there. And in the police department, you guys are walking around with a target on your fucking chest. You think those homeless people in that fucking shelter, man, are not, you know, freaking plotting against you. You're fucking wrong. And these people have nothing left in their life to fucking live for. So, you know, so think twice before you fucking just kick a homeless person and tell them to get the fuck out of somewhere, especially if you don't own it. Think twice about your quota. Is your quota worth you not going home to your family? Think about it. You think these rioters are not going to take you out? You're wrong. You think because, you know, these people out here are just, oh, they're doing their own thing. No, they will literally hurt you. And I'm not pro-Antifa. Hell no. I'm a fucking anon for life. But I disobey the fucking system for a reason. Because I stand against shit like this. So fucking, you know, to all my fucking people out there, dude. All my fucking Charlottesville peeps out there, man. That have lost your fucking lives. Everything else, man. Fucking light a candle in your fucking name, man. And bless all you guys. Rest in peace to the fucking fallen Adons. To fucking all the people that try to go out there and make a difference in their communities and that lost their lives in the process. And I'm sorry that things couldn't have been better. And that we couldn't have made change sooner. But you will not be forgotten and you will forever be remembered. And for you Charlottesville Police Department out there, you're very corrupt. You guys need to change the way you do things. This is a video to basically give you guys a standpoint on things, to kind of help you guys fix it. And this is not to downgrade. This is basically to be like, hey, this is a mayday. This has to happen. You need to get to know your people before you just make automatic assumptions. So, this is Morbid Person G. I love you guys, man. And I want to go in here and share this personal experience from my life with you guys. You know, like I said, candles lit to the fallen Adons and the fucking fallen people of Charlottesville. You guys will be remembered, and you guys will forever be in my hearts. And I will never forget any of you. And thank you for your support and everything that you guys have done. So, this is, I'm actually going to be switching the name from Morbid Person to Morbid Akron. So, I'm Akron now. So this is Morbid Akron coming to you guys live on the Pirate Sect channel. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forgive. Expect us.